right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we break down last week's SmackDown and give you our full recap and review of Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match. We go over the moments, the card, and what it all means moving forward. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on. Let me tell you something, brother. Oh, yeah. Woo!
What's up, man? You and Hogan to Savage to Flair. All right. Yeah, there you go. Hey, man, how you doing?
Could be better.
Could be better. Oh, could be better. Well, that's never good. That's never good. Is it the retirement of one John Cena?
It's a number of things, man. It's a number of things. I'm so mad that my glasses are fogging up. That's how.
Okay, we'll get them bad boys clean because we got some things to touch on. Saturday night's main event, John Cena's last match. I mean, truly the end of an era. Of the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I mean, it was a tough watch. It was a tough watch just because like you said, you realize little by little that he's not going to be around and things like that, and then just with every thank you clip that was in between the matches, it was just that more prevalent. But let's get into SmackDown first.
Yeah.
Cover what happened there real quick, and then we can jump right on into Saturday night's main event. So I'll kick it off to you.
Yeah, man. It's not even so much covering. There's three things that really stood out to me that was exciting and angry at the same time. Like, it made me angry at the same time. And it was just like, what are we doing? And I hope you agree with me on this or make me see a different perspective, but let's just, like you said, jump into it.
Right.
The Cody Rhodes Obafemi face-off. First of all, props to Obafemi. What a presence. What a reaction from the crowd.
Exactly.
Everybody was excited for this match, obviously before Saturday night's main event, because they did a fantastic job with their face-off, with what they were saying, I'm going to take a page out of John's book, and, you're the past, I'm the future, my time is now, I'm right here.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, like, snap, I can't wait to see this tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Olafemi, he brought it on this one. He was, like I've seen him a handful of times, and I've always been like, wow, he's great. But this was truly like his moment. And he took advantage of it, and he ran with it, and he did a great job. Cody sold with him perfectly. Like, it was a great, back-to-back banter. So I thought it was really great. Obafemi looked fantastic, and this truly got me hyped for the match. I thought this was a very, very solid opening set. Like, it was so, so good, so well done. Props to both of these guys. We know Cody's always great. Oba, like I said, just stepping his game up, giving his time to shine and taking advantage of it. I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah, so this was a happy moment on SmackDown. So good. Right,
Mark,
moving
on.
One. Moving on. Ciampa versus Dragunov, right? Now, it's bad when, first of all, the match was fantastic, right? I mean,
of course.
So good. But it's bad when you're rooting for Tommaso Ciampa to win, because homeboy was cheating, there was interference, like so much was happening, and I was just like, yes, give the win to him. It'll be a far more interesting story, because now we have a reason to hate why this belt change happened, and now we could probably build a better story on, like, how is Ilya gonna get it back, right? Because like you always say, well, sometimes they'll invoke the rematch clause, sometimes they'll give it, sometimes they'll take it away, and it's just like, whatever the case was, it was a far more interesting outcome that should have happened and didn't, and I was really upset about it, because it was well done. The cheating was awesome, the interference was awesome, the match was awesome. You should have just let him have it. It would have been a far more interesting story to tell going into next Friday.
Yes. Yep, I agree with you 110%. This should have been. I mean, it would have been nice to have that happen. I mean, you've had opportunities before to change it. Like Carmelo, I think was the great one last week. But even with the shenanigans and everything, you were looking for a possible title change. This is. I agree. It's just starting to just wear its course. Like you have to do something to freshen this up, especially because SmackDown is struggling right now, and then
Mhm.
you had that amazing opening segment, but I mean, you know what you're going to get out of Cody all the time, and you know that's going to be a draw, and people are going to tune in. So you got to salvage everything else, and this is starting to, on me at least, wear thin, and on you as well. I don't know if it's the rest of the WWE universe or just us because we're overcritical because we do this, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it would have been nice to change change the belt because once again you can build a storyline. Like we said this when we were talking about Tamatanga. Like if you can build a storyline in, that's when you're going to get the people to start caring. Other than that, this open is truly just a like we said, who shows up first. Like so, yeah, they could have done something with this. They didn't. Hopefully, they will soon. They're starting to see the error of their ways. Maybe I don't know, but this would have been a nice change.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So we're 1-1 right now with the fun and no fun, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, since what we've seen in the last couple of weeks with SmackDown, this is going to take the cake on why this episode went downhill for me
Mhm,
and solidified it as a bad episode because it was the final match, right? The Terror Twins versus Aleister Black and Zelina Vega,
mhm.
right? And I hate to be the guy to say this, and I hate to be the bad guy here because, we, especially as a Latino podcast, as Latinos, we support our people. We want them to shine. We want them to get, those moments of, on screen time, championships, etc.
Mhm.
And first of all, you already knew I had an issue with this match because it wasn't made a bigger deal, right? It was
Right,
just another SmackDown main event or, match or whatever.
right.
But I I don't wanna say it, but I'm gonna say it. There's a reason why. There's a reason why because
Mhm,
what was delivered in that match was not up to par, and I don't know, we put we put them on a higher pedestal or we expect them to do more or be better,
mhm.
but Zelina Vega dropped the ball in that match multiple times, and it was scary to watch, it was uncomfortable to watch. And it's just one of those situations where for the past year, we've made cases, we've made arguments like, why don't they give her a chance? She should
Right,
be US women's champion, this and
right,
that. And then when she had the belt, she had not so good matches and it
right,
showed. And it's like, well, now we understand why they took the belt off of her. But still, that's not fair. They need to give her a better chance. They give, other people, abilities to become 2, 3, 4-time champions. Why can't they give it to Zelina? Why can't they do it for Damien, etc.? But
right.
then you watch this match and you're like, this is why.
Mhm,
This is why. This
mhm,
is why. And it was hard to say this. It was not fun at all. I think the only thing that saved it, to be honest with you, was Rhea. Rhea saved a lot of those moves, a lot of those moments. And then it got to the point where even Alistair had to step in and kind of like take the eyes of that and kind of distract and
mhm.
move, the camera elsewhere. And it was just a hard watch. And I just don't wanna be that guy to say it, but there's a reason. There's a reason why
Mm,
she's not champion.
yeah, unfortunately, someone has to be the one to say it. Yeah, this wasn't her cleanest match, and as a result, like you said, you start to have the questions answered that we were like, why?" And it's like, okay, well, now we've if we see this now, what do they see on the daily?
Mhm,
Like stuff like that. So yeah, not the proudest moment for her. And once again, I think it's not that we hold them to a higher standard. I think we just want them to do so well in terms of Latino talent because we want to shine. We want them to be recognized for the good that they do. And apparently, this just wasn't it. And she's had great matches. We've seen it before, but it just seems like it's a little few and far between now. And I don't know if that's a booking thing, maybe a rhythm thing, because she hasn't been doing a lot of matches. Not sure. But this was a storyline that you've had going for a while, and
mhm.
this could have been a bigger payoff than it was, especially being that it was the main event of SmackDown. which is starting to be kind of its like own entity, especially right before a PLE. So yeah, it was kind of those like watch through your fingers kind of
Yeah.
things when she was in the ring. Yeah, definitely not her best time to shine. And uh, like you said, kudos to everyone else for keeping what they could safe and clean and trying to change perspectives and observations, stuff like that. Yeah, but it was not not good at all.
Yeah. The only reason why this episode of SmackDown gets a 6 for me was because of the opening promo between Obafemi and Cody
Obafemi,
Rhodes.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with you on the 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But speaking of that, let's just jump right into Saturday night's main event, you
All
know?
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Well, let me get the sheet out so we can
Yeah.
go over it here.
Yeah, man. And
All
then
right.
we're gonna open up with Cody and Obafemi.
Yes, sir. Okay. So now, what was the official ruling here?
Well, Drew attacked Cody, so Oba technically wins, right? I'm assuming.
No, no. I think Cody wins. Remember, this was the
Um,
problem I had the other day because
mhm.
what I called happened.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said
yeah,
Drew's going to get involved, and however that works out is how it's going to finish.
yeah,
So I got that one right because of that thing, and then you had Femi. You had Codith for your logical.
yeah.
So you were right because if Cody gets attacked, then it seems like he's helping Obafemi.
Right.
So yeah, so Cody would get the win there. So we're both right
Yeah.
because that's just the way it went down.
Right.
But hell of a match.
I really
Hell, I mean,
do tell.
for the 3 minutes that it was on before all this happened, like Oba looked good. Oba looked like he could go toe to toe with him, like he belonged in that ring with him.
Yeah.
So, and from that aspect, solid. The match itself, good enough match. The ending I liked because it was like, or rather, I knew it was going to happen, so it was just expected. So, but what I did like is the Oba going after Drew and tossing him down like he was nothing, because not a lot of people can do that to Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, really dope.
Yes. Okay. So from that standpoint, I could see why you think it was a good match. I think what really upset me was that SmackDown buildup, right? And
Mhm.
because I, initially was super excited for this because I was like, oh man, like they're really making this look good on SmackDown.
Right,
Okay, cool. I can't wait to see this on Saturday night's main event. And then for them to give us what they gave us, like I'm not saying that the ending that you predicted was wrong because it's the
yeah,
logical way to go. It makes sense.
right, of
What I'm
course,
saying is, why did it happen 3 minutes after the fact? It should have been a longer match. There
right,
should have been moments where you didn't know where it was going to go, and then have Drew spoil the party. Because now I'd rather be mad at Drew for messing up what I thought was almost an ending as
right,
opposed to ruining the party before the party even started.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I guess that was my frustration,
yeah.
but I
You would
get
like
it.
to see more of a match. You would have liked to have seen a
Yeah.
little more of these guys showcase what they can do in the ring. Another 3-4 minutes before you had Drew come in. Now, I mean, yes, that's not wrong at all. Of course, you'd want more time when you have two very solid, one great and one very very solid, going to be great wrestler in the ring. So yeah, of course you'd want to see more. That's completely understandable. I have no idea why they did this. I don't know if they were hurting for time. I can't imagine because there was so many thank you John Cena things that maybe they were like just 4 matches in a PLE. So, and you have to once again stay within that time frame because it was on Peacock, and I don't know if it was on actual NBC on broadcast TV. So if that's the case, then you have to stay within that 2 hour time slot. So maybe they were hurting for time. I don't know, but I agree with you. It was like I said, for the 3 minutes it was on, it was good, and then it just was kind of
Yeah, man. All right. Well, moving on to the next
mm,
match of the evening.
which was Bailey Sol Ruka.
So,
We both got this one wrong because we both went Bailey.
yeah. Yeah. Well, let me just say, great match, right? Like fantastic match. My only issue with this, but and being around so many wrestlers this past weekend, they
Mm,
gave you perspective, and I kind of feel better about it. But
okay.
um, I didn't like it because I feel like Bailey got, you know, beat up really bad for no reason. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Sol Ruka, I feel like had all the shining moments to look like an extreme superstar.
Mhm.
And I get it, right? Because I know Bailey's about helping, improve the future, right?
Right.
She's a very important pillar to that, and I get that, especially what she just recently did with the women's retreat, the Lodestone 2025, right? That was
Right.
pretty awesome. So I get it. I think what really upset me is that I feel like she didn't have a moment at all to look good in that match. I feel like Ruka really just gave it to her, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Man, but you're Bailey." You know what I mean? You're like
Right.
you're one of the 4 horsewomen. You are a pillar of the women's division, of the women's
Right.
evolution. Like, you're just gonna get rocked by Sol Ruka like that? So I guess that was my only issue, but
Mhm.
the perspective that I, was given, it was like, well, you know what? At that level, Bailey's the type of person that has final say in that. So that
Right.
wouldn't have happened if
Right.
she didn't say, "No, no, I want it this way." You know what I
Right.
mean?
She's got to sign
So
off on it.
right. It's not like, "Oh, that's out of my hands. Triple H decided that." No, no, no. She, gave that. Yeah, no, cool. I'll take all of that for Sol Ruka.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, from that aspect, yes. From another aspect, devil's advocate playing. This also is an opportunity because we've seen this transformation recently with Bailey with the multiple conversations, and now she's with Lyra again. So this also might be kind of a what they'll use as a wake up call for Bailey. Maybe like you went and you got handled by an upstart from NXT. Like to your point, you're a horsewoman, you're one of the pillars, like that should not happen. So maybe they're going to do something
Oh,
like that, kind of. And it's a chance, once again, in the sense of the Cena Invitational, to push up that young talent, because that's what happened. The 4 people who were handpicked to be at that PLE all shined. They all did.
yeah.
They all did a wonderful job, and I think it was nice that at the end of every match they all stood with the current superstars, and we all took a moment. So yes, I think great because Ruka's up now. Like she's been in up for a little bit, not for a little bit, but she's been in a couple episodes or something. So they're gonna bring her up. This was a chance to see what you could do, main stage, prime time. Let's roll. Like you're up. Like we're gonna see what we can do with you. Here's a shot against one of our best. She's gonna make you look amazing. Let's see if you can cash it in. And she did. She did a great job. Fantastic. Like you said, great match. Bailey does have final say as to what would happen, so she was cool with it. And once again, I think maybe this is, from a storyline aspect, the chance to give her a wake up call.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. It seems like from a storyline perspective, that might be the way to go, which I didn't see it like that at the moment. I just saw it as, "Hello, you're Bailey. Like, what are we doing?" But
Right,
fair enough. I will
right.
give you that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, man. But what we got next? Dragon
The tag
Styles,
Dragon Styles versus Evans and
Leon
I keep
Slater.
forgetting Leon Slater. I keep forgetting his name, Leon Slater.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. What'd you think?
Bro, well, first of all, we both had Dragon Styles here, I believe, as our yeah, both had Dragon Styles. This was the match of the night.
Yes.
This match was, I mean, the amount of air between Evans's body and the floor and Slater's body and the floor in the entire match, as much as these guys would jump around, couldn't fill the garden. Like these guys were flying all over the joint, man, and it was insane. And then you got Dragon Lee and AJ Styles who could do it too. This was a fantastic match, with the exception of the end, where I believe it was Wade Barrett's point. He's like, man, these guys have taken so much out of AJ that he botched his flying force, phenomenal forearm or whatever, because he went to get up on that rope, slipped. I was more concerned about the way he came down, because look like he came down head first.
Yeah.
Like, so not clean there. Kudos to Slater for doing his best to get over there and then getting him in a position to clean up, get to the corner, and then run another move, get the finish they were looking for.
Yeah.
And I think at one point at the end of the match, you see AJ Styles with his hair kind of over him, so you can't see him talking, but he's talking to Slater. And I
Mhm.
can only imagine that was like a, hey kid, great job when I, messed up. I'd like to think that's what it was.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's just the kind of guy AJ Styles strikes me as. But one hell of a match. What, like Evans and Slater, these guys are the future, the present. Like it's unbelievable. Like we did the Frog Splash episode and I was like, Montez Ford is carrying the Frog Splash into the next. It's Javon Evans, man. This
Yeah.
guy is nasty, man. This guy is just nice on so many levels, bro.
Yeah, man. I agree. I agree. Yeah, it wasn't just all the high flying moves. I mean, it was. I mean, even that thing that Dragon Lee did on the outside, where he does a Hurricane Rana off the apron for the guy to land on AJ Styles for the Styles
Styles
Clash,
Clash. Yep.
and I was just like, "What? This like
It's
this is crazy."
crazy spots. Crazy spots. This match was unbelievable, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, man, but I agree. I think that thing that was really concerning was that spill that AJ took. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I hope he's okay." You could tell he was upset though, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he
Oh,
knows
yeah.
he's better than that, and
Mhm.
that was out of his control. But the important thing is he didn't get hurt, you know what I
Yep.
mean? And they were able to finish strong. So I think we could like overlook that little hiccup because the rest of the match was just fantastic. So I'm
It
there with
was,
you.
and AJ's not someone who has a lot of those hiccups.
Right, exactly.
So you're just like, no, I mean, that's bound to happen. Everyone's gonna make a mistake at some point.
Yeah,
Everybody in everyday life. You're not gonna walk around completely perfect for a day. It's not gonna happen. It could be the
exactly.
smallest of things. I forgot to turn the light switch off before I left the kitchen, but you're gonna make mistakes somewhere. So you let it slide. It's not Zelina Vega.
I
Sick burn,
okay.
sick burn.
Yeah, yeah, it's all right. So moving on to the final match of the evening between gangster ring general Walter slash Gunther, however you want to
Mhm.
refer to him, career killer, the career killer,
A career killer.
versus John Cena, the never seen 17, the GOAT.
All of it.
I, yeah,
All of it. All of it.
all of it.
Rough. This was rough, man. The entire PLE, like all the thank yous and everything. Like I said, you start to realize this is happening. This is happening.
Yeah,
3 matches left, 2 matches left, 1 match left. And then, Gunther's music hits and they blacken it, you're waiting for scene, and then you hear it and you're just like, man, wow, this is true. Like this is happening. And, for someone who's never been to see a guy, yeah, man, I started tearing up. Like, because once again, this is bigger than whether or not I was a fan of his. This is about respecting someone who's done this for 25 years and has
yeah,
been, to all the other wrestlers' points, during those thank you packages, like an honest, straight up pillar guy, like for someone like
yeah,
CM Punk, who was that brash, obnoxious punk, literally punk, like to, complain and get his way out and then come back in to be like, respect to you for what you did. Like it
yeah.
was nuts. Yeah, man. It was definitely heart tugging, man.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. It was really uh tough to just, fathom the information, right? Like it's finally settling in. We're just like, man, this will be the last time. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
then I started reflecting, like, man, I got to see him in Tampa for the last time. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
grateful for that moment and his heel when he was a heel. You know what I mean? And um, yeah, and not being a Cena guy either. Like, I was really mad. How quickly he came up. I'll never forget it when he won the U.S. Championship off of Big Show in New
Hmm.
York. I was like, "Who is this guy?" Like,
Yeah.
no, no, like, but he, he proved everybody wrong, and he's
Yeah.
the goat, and there's the reason why. Um, and I guess the thing that I will say going into the match, right? The match was fantastic. I mean, you expect Gunther to put on a performance. You expect John, to put up on a performance. It's the
Right.
last one ever, and I know now that the dust has settled and everybody's like reflecting on how it ended
Hmm.
and how John tapped out and the way he did it, right? It wasn't like he was really struggling and it was like, oh, no, no, I'm not gonna, you know what? But he got me. Da, 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 da. No, it was just like a bittersweet moment, kind of
Hmm.
poetic with the smirk, smiling, and him willingly choosing to give up and tap out. And I understand because at the moment, I was furious because I was like, how could he go out like that? I mean, we knew he was going to lose because we've been
Yeah.
saying it for weeks. The guy's traditionalist, purist, however you want to label it.
Yeah.
He's going to go out the right way by losing because that's what you do when you retire. You put the next person over,
Right.
and Gunther has been put over. You know what I mean? More
Absolutely.
well, you know what I mean? But ultimately, though, um, in the heat of the moment, I was not happy because I feel like it could have been something could have been done a little bit differently. I don't know. It maybe at the moment it just didn't sit well.
Mhm.
Obviously, after the fact, when everybody came out, everybody was booing Triple H. But the reality situation, kind of going back to the Bailey comment, that wasn't Triple H's call. I don't
No.
I truly believe that John said, I mean, in planning his retirement tour, like, he booked his own match. He
Yeah.
said probably this is how he wanted to go. The guy reads books. The guy's, he's smart. He understands, acting and theater and all these things, and he wanted to have a theatrical ending. And if that's what he wanted as fans, as a person that claims that we love him for what he's done, that's the
Mhm.
way he wanted to go out, man. We have no choice but to respect that.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
think I think that's what people forget, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think, after the dust settled, I kinda came to that conclusion, and then once I started seeing the social media stuff and what others reached out to us, on our page, they were like, "What did you think?" This and that, and it was kinda hard to answer that at first, but
Mhm.
I get it. If that's the way he wanted it, then that's the way he wanted it. That's all
I
we could do.
I think, yeah, yes, I agree with you. This had to have been his call, and I think this was actually perfectly executed. I think tip to tail, this was done well. From his entrance to Lean Garcia, having her there to do the introduction, and everyone coming out, and John being a class act and not staying in the ring for 2 hours and trying to soak up as much as he can. Like when Cody and CM gave him the belts to hold up and walk around, he didn't even want to do it. He's like, no, they're like, no, hit all four corners, man. Like you like do it. And for him to just take his shoes off and his wristbands and walk out, I think was perfectly done. I think this was a great moment in WWE history. Very very sad one at that. Melancholy to say the least. But to your point, is what John Cena would want. Like you said, for as much as Triple H does have say, Cena is Cena. You're gonna give Cena what he wants, and Cena is that purist, put over the next guy. I want to leave this company better than I found it. You
Mhm.
heard that a lot of times from the superstars in their farewell interviews. So yeah, this was I thought beautifully done, very poignant. Yes, we knew Gunther was gonna win, and that's of course what happened. But it's a testament to John still being a company guy and still being the upstanding dude that he is to do the right thing and leave the company better than the way he found it. So yeah, this was tough, man. This was it was truly a bummer, man. It was like it's just kind of like it's you don't it's that you don't appreciate what you have, and then it's walk out the door and you're like,
Yeah.
damn, so.
I'm getting choked up thinking about it again. Just the way you described it, I'm like, "Oh gosh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
man.
right."
Yeah, it's crazy. It's you start to all the feels start coming out. You're just like,
Yeah. But funny point of the evening, though, and
mhm,
I wanted to share this with all our primos and primas because I thought it was hysterical. This is how I know Laura has really been invested in wrestling, right?
okay.
Because as soon as it was over and everything shut off and we were ready to go to bed, we're walking up the stairs and she goes, "You see, and that's all Goldberg wanted. He wa he wanted a retirement just like that." And I was just like, "Wow, you
Goldberg.
know way too much for you to sit here
Like
and
she
be
brought
like."
that out. Like brought out Goldberg because that's been a month since that happened. Like months, months, months. Like
That's all he wanted,
that's
like,
funny. That's funny. Well, we did also forget one thing.
"What's up?"
Miz and our truth came out and he's like, you played with Nick Aldis's balls. Like you took an opportunity from someone for the Cena Invitational. And then he opens it up and it's Joe Hendry. And
Yeah,
out comes Hendry and takes the Miz down, and him and R Truth are posing. And once again, to the point of getting the upstart talent to be showcased. Not only the four wrestlers who were in the ring wrestling, but also you got some Joe Hendry love there.
yeah. Yeah, well, I guess I didn't bring that up because, I was really I guess because remember when we were initially guessing who, some of the mystery talent was gonna be, we wanted
Mhm.
Joe Hendry to be part of it, and to be honest with you, I wanted Joe Hendry to be the one to get it at the end
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
it was more so an opportunity for him to, you know, uh, mark that off of his bucket list of like, yeah, I got my match with John Cena, but also just be able to showcase what he's able to do. But at the same time, to your point, listen, I mean, as much as we want everything, we're not going to get everything. And the reality of the situation was if he
Absolutely.
wasn't able to be part of the tournament, have a match with John, fine, but he was still part of the night. He was part of the group. He was part of the segment. He was there for the farewell as well. And that's got to count for something. You know what I mean? So solid Joe Hendry segment. Okay, Pioli. It could have been better.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. I mean, the Obafemi match, yeah, that left a little bit to be desired, but I think everything else went solidly. With the exception, I mean, the AJ Styles mishap, okay, but once again, the rest of the match was fantastic. So Ruka, I think that was a great little spot for her. Hendry was a positive. I think it was a solid one, but minus the Drew McIntyre interference too early in that match.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. That's fair. So what would you grade this then?
Man. See, I want to give it a high score because of the Cena thing, just because of all of that, like, so it's because once again, they did a great job of showing the packages and everything, and and then just showcase the talent. I'm gonna go 9. I'm gonna go 9
Whoa.
just because it was Cena's last one. It was Cena's last one, and for me, the the emotion behind it, to me, I think is more made the PLE better than it may have actually been. So that's why I'm giving it a 9 because from the heart, like it was, because I've been there the entire time. I've seen the whole thing. I remember the SmackDown where he, his ruthless aggression. Like I remember watching that in like college. Like so, so that's why I'm going 9.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. I was gonna go 8 just to be nice, but I'm just gonna keep it real. I'll be 7.5
Mm,
simply because um I just feel like for a special occasion like this, for the ticket price, like we always bring that up, and the
right,
fact that this was advertised to be the last show, um, I just expected a little bit more. But I guess to your point, it is Saturday night's main event. It is on NBC/Peacock. So if they were strapped for time and too much was going on, I could understand why it couldn't be fully extravagant. But I
right.
feel like someone as like John Cena to have had such an incredible career, I feel like maybe he deserved more. But again, maybe this is the way he wanted it, and if that's what it was, then sure. But as a
Yeah,
fan, I give it a 7.5.
yeah. I almost feel like Cena didn't want to make a big show of it.
Yeah.
I feel he's the kind of guy that's like, no, just let's end this kind of quick, and we don't have to drag this out. Like so, it's your point. I think that's kind of how he wanted it. So that's why I
Okay.
was like, yep, great,
Yeah.
solid for me.
Yeah. Bueno, primo, let's take this opportunity to go ahead and thank all of our primos, our primas, our listeners. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, watching, listening, sharing, doing all the things that you guys do to get
Right.
the word out and getting us out to everybody and anyone possible who likes us, who loves wrestling, and a little bit of everything in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Why not?
we definitely appreciate y'all for that. And you could always go to primosforlife.com to go ahead and
Absolutely.
find all the stuff that I just listed. And what do they do when they get there, Primo?
Well, when you get there, select your platform, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it may be, and smash the follow, the like, the subscribe, whatever button is going to get you getting notifications, letting us know that we have a new episode out, we have a new interview out, anything like that. Feel free to share with family, friends. This is a great ride. We love to do it, and it's much better when you're with us. So please, please, please share, reach out to us. We love the comments. We love the DMs. Please keep them coming. We'd love to interact with you guys. That just means more people are listening. We're watching the numbers grow. So please, let's keep that happening. We really, really appreciate it and can't do this without you. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We truly appreciate and love every single one of you. That being said, I think I'll just run it back and say we will see you when we see you.
Yeah, we will see you when we see you. Take care,
Good night.
everyone.
Gracias.
Good night.